Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is Gray Hair Dave welcoming you back to another episode number 22 of 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. Now, my name is Gray Hair Dave. I have gray hair, and my name is Dave. Thus, there is the reason for the name. This is episode 22. Episode 22. Chat GPT tells me I'm supposed to be talking to you about holiday traditions. Discuss how the holidays have changed over the years. Well, I kind of like this idea that Chat GPT had today. I wanted to get off of football and everything else, so let's talk about this. When we all grew up, artificial trees, if you're a baby boomer especially, artificial trees were silver and tinfoily like. And some people had them, but not very many. So everybody had trees. We used to go to a tree farm and cut down our own tree. For years, for me, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I think Dad enjoyed it. I think Mom enjoyed it. I don't know if Tim and Paul enjoyed it. But, plus at the end, you got to have donuts and hot chocolate, which was really, really cool. It was a treat. It really, really was. You'd tie it all up on your roof and zoom, off you go home. And then, of course, you put it on the front porch and let it settle and make sure all the bugs and the animals were out of it. Then you take it inside and you'd decorate it, right? That's probably the next day or maybe later on that day. That was fun. I had this habit of once it was all done, I'd rearrange it. While everybody was gone, I'd take everything off, usually except the lights, and then I'd put it back on. It was a weird habit I had, but it was my habit, so that's the way it worked. And I remember as Paul and Tim, they were married, and I was dating, and some of my friends and my girlfriend and I one time, we decided, Mom and Dad, they were going to a tree farm, and we decided that wasn't good enough. So we went out and cut a tree down for them while they were out one evening. And when they came back, the tree was set up. It wasn't decorated, but it was there and set up. I think it was one of the coolest things I ever did for my mom and dad. Just to see the look on Mom and Dad's face was just really cool. My girlfriend at the time, Sue, she was loved by Mom and Dad, and I tell you what, it would put smiles on everybody's faces, and that was just so fun, And then Mom and Dad moved out of their house in Port Huron and moved to Marysville. And after I'd gotten married, we did it another time or two for them. And I believe after that, things changed a little bit, but those are some of the fun traditions. We'd get up on Christmas Day. These are all Christmas memories, and I don't know why I'm talking just about Christmas, but that's the big one. So that's the one as a kid you remember the most. But it is what it is. But anyways, that was a fun family tradition. Another family tradition is on 4th of July. We'd usually have some people over. Dad would barbecue, and it was usually family there too, which is a lot of fun. Easter, it was always at our house, it seemed like. We had all the family down on Dad's side. Mom's side and ours and us, it's like there was a disconnect there, and I don't want to say that in a negative way, because I really never understood it. I always thought that it was because of the distance between where we lived and where they lived. They all lived in the Detroit area, and we lived up in Port Huron. Granted, Mom was the baby of the family, but boy, when her brothers got around her, she was loved. So I don't understand. I still to this day, and maybe Paul or Tim can explain that to me. But then again, do I really need to know? Had a happy childhood. I've had a happy adulthood. Got a happy life for a happy life pretty much for the most part. So why rattle cages that don't need to be rattled? But anyway, getting past that, it's a Tuesday here. I don't know what day it is when you're listening to this, but if you're listening on a Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I was going to talk also today about changes in your life. Change is good. And I've said that numerous times. I was talking about that yesterday a little bit. I've made a bunch of changes in my life. Some were good, some were not so good. Some were stupid. I'll admit that. Some of them were just outright stupid. And some were really, really good. When I moved from Port Huron to Kansas City with my first wife, I thought that was a good move, and it really was. It created a divorce, but it got me an associate's degree from college, and it also got me a job on the airlines, which is where I wanted to work. I didn't realize at the time that I really wanted to work for the airport, not the airlines. I realized that a few years later, after I goofed that one meeting up. But it's one of those things where I think that was a good move. And some of the bad ones, who needs to dredge that stuff up? I don't need to keep bringing up bad stuff here. This is all about fun, wit, and wisdom, right? So the bad thing that happened, though, yesterday or today was that country singer Toby Keith passed away. I liked his music. I liked his style. I felt bad that he passed away. But you know what? We can celebrate him in his music because he was a good singer, a good artist, and a good songwriter. So, let's all say a prayer for him and his family. But, it's really weird how life goes on, though. His kids are going to go on. His wife's going to go on. I think he's married. Everything's going to go on. It's going to change. And that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? Well, I don't know. But anyways, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about today. Now that I think about it, it's kind of a short day. I was thinking of looking. I was looking at this list that Chat GPT so graciously gave me. It didn't graciously give it to me. I asked for it with specific notifications. If you haven't checked out Chat GPT yet, folks, go to open.ai. I think that's what it is. And type in something. Go ask it some questions. See what it comes up with for you. It can be a lot of fun. And if you're interested in any kind of a hobby or whatever, it can help you with those things. And I just ask it what you want to know. It'll tell you. It scrubs through the internet and finds great things. I was wondering if you all were interested in a newsletter. I know you're listening to me, and everybody thinks a newsletter is so cool. And I'm going to start putting in transcriptions now. I'm also going to start doing better on the show notes. There's an AI out there, an artificial intelligence program that I signed up for. It's called Swell.ai. And there's a bunch of them out there. Don't get me wrong. I go through Descript, which I have, and there's a bunch. But for right now, I'm going to start with this one on Swell AI. And I put, I import my show, my raw audio. Actually, import my edited audio, and it'll give me show names. It'll give me show notes and times. It'll give me transcripts. It'll give me all kinds of fun things. So look forward to more information coming out at you here in just a few days, because it'll also post things for me too, like on social media. And if you're not following me on Facebook, it's Facebook. Let me hold on a second here, folks. Let me get my pad of paper here. Sorry about that. My pad of paper here. It says, so Facebook, it's facebook.com/. /gray.hair.dave. Instagram, I am Gray Hair Dave. At Twitter, capital G, capital H, AIRDAVE. Those are all lowercase. If you're looking for me on LinkedIn, it's Dave-Carter-podcaster. So, I mean, I'm out there on social media. I'm on Mastodon, but I'm really not as up to date on Mastodon as I should be, and all those other platforms. But in time, I shall get there, and so should you. This is fun. Now, if you're 100% against social media, I understand that. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to be on social media. I would be happy to send you out a newsletter. Or turn the transcripts. I may just start turning all the transcripts into blogs. So if you want to read them, you can read them that way. I can put them on the website. Don't forget the website, 5minutesofgrayhairdave.com. Leave me a voicemail at the bottom. There's a right-hand corner. There's a little microphone. Tap on that. Tell me what you're thinking. It asks for your email address. Don't worry, I'm not giving your email address away. I'm not that kind of person. I'm going to keep it for myself. So anyways, folks, thanks for listening. We didn't go short. I'm sorry, but if you don't know what Chat GPT is, folks, even for you baby boomers out there, here we go. Look it up. Have a great day, folks. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.